Warning. Prolonged listening to this show has been known to cause side effects such as excessive winning, making money, getting jacked, and loving life. Tune in at your own risk. And now, without further ado, welcome to The Spencer Clay Show.
What's going on, guys? Spencer Clays here. And today's podcast is going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to try and answer a bunch of questions. We're going to dive into today's topic, which is about power and control. So I've been writing an article for my blog, which spencerclays.com. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, I haven't really told anyone about it. So I'm still building up the articles, still just putting out some content, because that's one of the things that I really like to do. I like to write. And right now we're going into like the winter time, so it's a little bit colder. Not working outside as much. I mean, I'm heading out of town, so I will be out of the country for about a month. So that's going to be nice. It's going to be much sunnier where I'm going. So that's cool. But so the whole point is like, so I'm taking a month and a half off, right? And it's like, it's funny because, you know, we're getting married down in Mexico, and it's funny. People have to ask permission to like take the day off or take a week off. They have to get approval in like months in advance if they're even allowed to go, which just blows my mind because that hasn't been me for a long time. If you guys know me, I've had a lot of different jobs. You know, I've been in the military, worked at, you know, tire shops, retail, restaurants, whatever it is. And I remember like that was one of the first times that I actually got fired from a job it was kind of getting fired. Like I was working two jobs, and one of them I was like, hey, I can't work on New Year's Eve. And they're like, no, you need to work. Or one of them was like, you need to give us 2 weeks notice before you can take the day off. And I told my other job, like, hey, I can't work. They're like, no, we told you first. We need you this day. And I told the other company, they're like, no, you need to come. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna have to go to whichever one I like more. So picked one, and you know the other one was like, we can't have that. So it was the first time I got fired was because I didn't show up to work, even though I told them I wasn't gonna be there. And to this day, like it's just kind of funny because now I do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to worry about going anywhere. I leave when controlling your own schedule is just so fucking is just huge because they've done studies. Not that studies are really important. Like studies are funny. If you read them, like most of them are bullshit. You know, most of them are either paid off by a corporation or paid off by the government. They don't really mean anything. I was looking up studies, and one was like, oh, happy workers are 13% more productive. I was like, well, I could have fucking told you that. Like you needed to pay thousands of dollars to do that study. Like, oh yeah, happy people make more money for the business or whatever. But I remember hearing in another book, it might've been like one of Tim Ferriss's books, that like one of the most important factors of like your happiness is the amount of control you have over your own life, or the amount of control you have over your, like whatever business you're doing or your job. You know, if you work a shitty job, but you have a lot of control, you're going to be happier than someone who has a nice, like cushy office job, but zero control. They got to go ask permission to wipe their ass or something like that, which is a reality. Like imagine that you have to ask another grown man to go take a shit or go to the bathroom. Like this is the stuff that they've gotten us used to. Like they've taught us this in schools, that we need to ask permission, that, oh, I can only do stuff. I'm not enough to make decisions on my own, so I got to ask someone else permission if I can do something. Like this is fucking crazy. So we're taught this by our teachers, we're taught this by our parents, we're taught this by everyone growing up, that, you know, we need to ask adults. And then, you know, now as soon as you become 18 though, you're an adult. So at that point, like you should in theory stop asking anyone. But that's when the indoctrination only like fully begins. That's where you work a job. That's where you have to, you know, go sit in fucking traffic. You have no control over your own life. And people wonder why everyone's broke, miserable, depressed. And it's like, no shit, no one has any control over their own lives. And that's why you see so many people like shooting out online. They're angry. You know, that's why you see all these trolls and haters, because they're very angry. They don't have any control over their own lives. So the only thing they can control is the keyboard. So they're talking through the keyboard. They're talking big. And you got to realize too, I mean, if you have any sort of platform online, you've probably seen haters, and I mean, it's something that I wouldn't even worry about. Like those people are so miserable in their own lives that, you know, that's really, I feel sorry for them. So that is kind of the gist of today's like episode. So I'm going to answer a few questions, and then we'll probably dive back into the power and control, because it's something that, you know, it's very interesting and I fuck with a lot. So some questions on the YouTube videos. Someone says, who would pay someone to hang Christmas lights? Interesting. A lot of fucking people. No shit. Like a lot of like, and this is a thing that a lot of people don't realize is, you know, there are people with fucking money out there. There are people who don't want to get up on a ladder, get up on a roof to do things that they can just pay someone to do. Like, it's just, I don't know why people for some reason seem to think that they're exempt from the laws of the universe, that certain people, like I get my oil changed. We had a car that the fucking radiator went bad, so we hired a mechanic. It's like, who would pay a mechanic to fix their car when you could just go fix your car yourself? Who would pay someone to cut their hair when you could just cut your hair yourself? It's like, do you know how fucking ridiculous you sound? People spend money. Like, there are handbags. Like, I know this because my wife, she looks at the handbags and she's like, oh, this is a beautiful handbag for $1,000. I'm like, you need a bag for $1,000? Blows my mind. If you are a man, you know what I'm talking about. Like, all these women, they love these bags. And so I would ask the same question: who pays money for $1,000 bag? A lot of women would love that same bag. So, anyways, next question. Let's see. Do you ever do house washes with this thing as well instead of having to haul around a pressure washer? He's asking about the soft wash. Yes, the soft wash is the way to clean houses, like clean the outside. You're doing a soft wash. Let me move this candle out of the way. It's kind of like distracting me. Actually, we're shutting it off. Blowing it out. ADHD, my friends. If anything like moves, I get like super distracted. It fucks up my chain of thought. So he was talking about the soft wash setup. That is the way to clean the outside of a house. Is, you know, you're basically just bleaching the whole outside of the home, killing all the organic matter. It looks really good. So soft wash the outside of the house. I almost never pressure wash. I think we've used our pressure washer 3 times this year. A lot of people were like, holy shit, I thought you owned a pressure. No. Like up here in the Northwest, people just don't really care about pressure washing. That is the first tool I bought when I first got into this. I thought everyone was going to want their shit pressure washed, because I saw everyone online. It was like, oh yeah, like they're down in Florida. They're like, oh yeah, we pressure wash this and that. But up here, people only really care about roofs, gutters, and, you know, obviously Christmas lights is what we're doing now. I'm doing a window cleaning job today. Not my favorite. Like, honestly, I kind of, windows are just not necessarily my thing. So I really like to do roof and gutters, kind of specialize in one certain area. So let's see. What is stopping you from falling off the roof? This video, that one was just good boots. Like, people ask about fall safety and harnesses, and having good boots is really underrated. Like, I've actually really been into like the Georgia boot Romeos. Those are really nice, because another thing that I don't like when I'm on a roof is like the steepness, and like the higher the boot, it cuts into like your ankle, and so you can't really be as mobile. So I like the Romeos because they're like really low cut, so you can kind of like walk around a lot easier. They're nice. So to answer your question, you know, have good boots. Don't be an idiot. Rope up when necessary. Like yesterday, I was roped up. It was not a roof that I would have made anyone else do. It was pretty steep, and it was a little bit icy on the roof. So do what I say, not what I do. Although I was roped up, it was very safe doing what I did. So just be fucking smart. Like, use your brain. If you're up on a roof, you don't feel safe, don't do it, or rope up or whatever you need to do. So enough said on that. Someone said, yeah, got them Romeos. P&W people love them things. LOL, no shade, but I ain't rocking them. Cougar paws are the way to go for any roof work. Good on them lights, by the way. Yeah, I mean, to each his own. If you want the Cougar paws, I've heard good things about them. I've never tried them. I've just been always really comfortable with whatever good boots that I get up on the roof, and the Romeos are good. So, and then let's see. Someone says it's not that easy in Massachusetts because the gutters will have lots of leaves, which do not leave that quickly. Yeah, someone's commenting on a gutter video. And that's something that I do a lot on the camera. I'll actually go and hand scoop the gutters before I blow them out, before I get that nice camera shot, because, you know, most gutters are full of shit. And so but like taking them out and putting in the bucket, it's not a sexy, it's not the money shot. So just getting that nice, clean, like, that clean shot is what people like. So most people don't see that. And then I also usually don't show when I clean up, because that's another hugely common question. Like, oh, do you clean up? People have to ask. They have to see every little thing, which is funny. But yes, you got to clean up, and cleanup is a huge deal, because actually I hired my brother-in-law to clean my roof, because he was like, they were in town, and I was like, we'd done some work, and he's like, oh, I want to work some more. I was like, I was at church, and so I was not able to, I was like, fuck it, if you just want to clean the roof, cool. And so they cleaned it, and they left kind of a mess around the house. And I was like, hey, could you guys redo this? And then they did a little bit better. But still, cleanup is a huge fucking deal. Like, I don't think you guys understand I didn't really understand that either until I got my own roof cleaned, which is kind of a cool thing. So that's for anyone who does a service, consider hiring someone else to do it, and then see, like, how do you feel about the whole process? Did it take too long? Did it take not long enough? Did they do a good job? What kind of stood out to you? So that was kind of an interesting little thought concept that maybe we'll speak on another time. But someone says, Romy Dawn says, started my business from following your videos a month ago, and today did my first Christmas lights installation. Thanks, Spencer. You don't even know how much I appreciate what you do. Hell yeah, man. Keep it up. That's awesome. Someone was asking him, how did you do it? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Do you go door to door? Yes, I do go door to door if it's necessary. And I mean, now we're pretty busy. I mean, we're very busy, but if I see a house next door that has a lot of moss on it, or they maybe for Christmas lights too, I'll always knock the door. And yeah, it's almost free money. Like, if you can get over there, like, we're doing a job tomorrow. I got him from a Facebook ad, and then now I do 3 of his other neighbors. So we're doing 4 jobs tomorrow just in this one spot. And so, I mean, we're doing like 3 to 5 jobs a day now. So we gotta keep the engine hustling. So if I can see an easy job, or not, and that's another thing too that I like about door to door, is I'm not gonna knock on the shittiest roof, because there are some roofs I look at, I'm like, dude, I will not clean that. I do not want to clean that for like any amount of money. I mean, obviously there is an amount of money that people probably could pay me, but they're not gonna like it, and I'm not gonna like it. So it's a little bit better that way. How did you advertise? Facebook ads and Google. Google is huge. We're going to be talking a lot more about that next year. This is going to be one of like the last like podcast lives of this year. I'm going to do my best while I'm out of the country, do some voice notes and upload some stuff. Let me guys know what you want to hear. But so next year, we're going to be talking a lot more about SEO and the importance of having a solid website, because I'm getting like solid messages almost, well, not every single day, but several per week. Like we're booking like 2 or 3 jobs per week just that came in for free from just SEO, from having a good website. So ranking for certain keywords like roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, pressure washing, all these certain things. As soon as someone types it in, it comes up. So that, I mean, he was also asking about advertising, which obviously, if you don't know, we use Facebook advertising. That is by far one of the best and quickest ways to start making money. Excuse me. Okay. Let's get some coffee. Someone's asking about the chemical. We use either laundry detergent or zinc. Zinc is the most effective, but it is most toxic. So I don't really like to use zinc as much, because laundry detergent also does like just as good of a job. So it's not necessarily that zinc is much better, but it's a little bit easier to apply. And so that's usually why people do it. How do you advertise again? We just talked about that. What tip are you using for this roof wash? Don't use a tip. Don't pressure wash. Use a soft wash. And they're just doing the exact same field of work. Just need to figure out the marketing. Marketing is easy. You're just telling more fucking people about your offer. Do you have an offer? Do you have a business? Okay, yeah, you do. He says he's in the same line of work. He does pressure washing or roof cleaning or something. Tell more people about your business. That's all marketing is. Like, people get this idea that, it's some mystical way of getting jobs just because we've been around a long time, which is now becoming more true. But now I got more guys, so we got to get more leads. So you got to get good at doing your own marketing. I've said this many times before. If you don't learn how to control your marketing, you don't have a business. If you can't spend money to get customers, you don't have a business. You need to be able to master getting customers into your business. And this is something that only you should be doing. I mean, not only you should be doing, but you should know how to do it, and you should have this in your control. Kind of what we talked about earlier. control is the most important thing. If you don't control something, then by definition, you're powerless and you're fucked. So learn how to do your own marketing, learn Facebook ads. I have a shit ton of information on that, courses, books, all that sort of stuff. So go check those out. But just tell more people about your business. So one guy's asking what we already talked about that. Great video. Cool. Hope the poor house owners realize what kind of amateurs they are hiring. No, I'm doing this a lot longer than you. Your videos are amazing. Awesome. Can I talk with you, Spencer? Yeah, that's a great question. So I get this all the time. And I'm glad that question popped up because this happens a lot. I'm a very busy man, and anyone who makes content is also very busy. So whenever someone DMs me, direct message or leaves a comment, there's a 99% chance that I don't see it. So if you've messaged me or even if you've reached out in any way, there's a very good chance I didn't see it. I'm not ignoring you. It's literally, this was a comment on a video that I get thousands of comments. So if you want to get a hold of me, you need to be inside my inner circle. I only really do calls with my clients. I'm only doing one-on-ones or whatever you call it, or group calls with my inner circle client members. So this month is the last month that you can still apply next month, but I'm not gonna be answering it. So probably this is the last month, and then we'll start again in January. And so if you want to get a hold of me, if you want to work with me one-on-one, if you want my help in a group setting, that is the place. We are helping people make thousands of dollars a day by putting up Christmas lights, by cleaning gutters, cleaning roofs, cleaning windows, all sorts of stuff. Like yesterday, we made over 2K. The day before, we're going to do a lot of money. We're hitting 30K in 30 days this month. So it's been a great month. Been a lot of work. But if you want to be around that type of thing where other people are hustling too, that's the place for you. Let's see. Moving on. More people angry. Let's go. Brandon says, dude, you aren't cleaning the gutters. You sound like a very happy person, Mr. Let's Go, Brandon. I've come to the realization, we don't really talk about politics on this channel, and that may change in the future. Probably not though, because politics are all bullshit. Anyone who is obsessed with either president, candidate, or whatever, I'm actually I'm kind of dreading the election next year because it's just so cancerous. All the news is just designed to fearmonger and talk bullshit. Who fucking cares? That's one of my dreams in the future, is having my own gym. Not because I really care about having a gym, but the fact that I'm going to have 0 TV screens, unless it's we're playing Arnold Schwarzenegger movies from the 80s. We're playing manly shit. None of this fucking pussy stuff where now you have you'll have women's sports in the background of the gym, and then you'll have Fox News over here and CNN on the other screen, and you're just it's all this, they're pumping estrogen literally into the air. It's insane. I'm I can't get a good fucking pump when all these stupid screens are telling me about all this bullshit on the news. So I don't care. So if you, we'll talk about that another time. So if you guys want me to dive more into politics and talk more shit, then we can. Because I think the whole system is fucked. I don't really think that there's anything we could do. I think Trump could be president for the next 100 years. Let's say that hypothetically was possible. I think the country's still just going downhill. I don't really see anything getting better. The West over here is not getting better. That's the problem. It hasn't gotten better since, I'm 27, since we've been a kid. Nothing has gotten the way it should be. So that's another topic for another day. So hold that thought. Let's see. Does bleach damage shingles or eat the material in time? No. Bleach does not damage shingles. It only kills organic matter. And it is actually the Asphalt Roofing Manufacturers Association, the ARMA. It is their preferred method of treatment. So they say you should use bleach to clean shingles. That is the actual textbook definition of how you should clean a roof, how you should clean shingles. So people who will also comment oh, I have a pressure washing business, you should never bleach shingles or pressure go up on the roof at all. You should never clean your roof. I'm just dude, get your head out of your ass. You have no idea what you're talking about. Roofs can be soft washed. It is the preferred method by the people who made the roofs and made the shingles. So, yes. Wearing Santa hats during installation is the cherry on top. You already know. It's Who gives a fuck? I'm wearing the Santa hat. Santa hat is actually warm. It is cold as fuck. Like, there's literally ice. Like, yesterday, the gutters, when I'm cleaning the gutters out, I pull it out. It's like a chunk this big of just ice. And I'm just, like, cleaning this ice out of the gutters. It's fucking cold. So I'm wearing a Santa hat for certain jobs, and it's awesome. Let's see. Superb content. Thanks, Spencer. All you've talked about and demonstrated applies very much to our homes here on the Atlantic coast of Ireland. With recent climate changes, poor summers and dull winters, it's become Moss Central. Super helpful advice and info. Just what YouTube is best for. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. He's over in Ireland. I've had that question before too. Like, oh, does this work in the UK? Does this work in Ireland? Does this work in Norway? I've even had comments from Africa. And it's like, well, in my mind, as long as there's shit that needs to be cleaned, this business will work. And as long as people pay you money, like, probably not in Africa. It's probably not the best way. But I've seen it. I've seen people in, like, Uganda. They have a pressure washing business. They reached out. They tagged me in one of their posts. It was super cool. So let's see. No reason to be broke in America. Like, he's not relying on rich people's wealth to hold up his luxury business. The average household income is less than $70K. Blah, blah, blah. It's nice that you're hardworking and proud of it, but don't become a smartass who thinks they know how to run the world just because you run your small business. Man is mad because he doesn't make that much money. And I believe that. No, there is no reason to be broke in America. It sucks. I know. Like we were talking a little about politics earlier. It sucks that you can't just work a normal job and pay the bills. Like, when my father was my age, he had 2 kids. He worked in the fucking mall. He worked at JCPenney for a few years, and then he worked in the government. So then he got a good job, a decent paying job, but it was still a one household income or one person income for 4 people. Now it's like when I got here, and because that was back in the 70s. My dad had a previous marriage and stuff, so he was older. And so now for me, like, both of my parents had to work, and now it's like things are getting crazy. So now you need 2 incomes. That sucks. So when I say shit like that, like, no reason to be broke in America, people get mad, and I get it. It sucks. But if you are a man and you're listening to this show right now, there is no excuse for you. Like, there is fucking so much money out there. Like, you gotta put that other shit behind you. You can't be thinking about, oh, like, it's so hard to get a job and make money. Like, dude, I've made $5,000 in a single day. I've made, like, $50K in a month before. Like, people don't realize, like, this guy is talking about how the average household income is less than $70K. Yeah, for most people. But you also know what? Most people are broke. I mean, most people are fat. Like, the obesity rate is like 50 to 60%. Most people are obese, like, fat. Like, so I don't. And then now he's talking about money. It's just like, I don't want to be most people. I'm not most people. Like, this guy's gonna come in to me while I'm working out at the gym. I'm repping 315. He's like, you shouldn't be doing that because most people can't lift that weight. It's like, do you realize how fucking stupid you do sound? Like, so people like that, they will never get ahead in life because they don't believe it's possible, and they only see other people doing it as just like, it just makes them mad because they know that they could have done it too. Why do you think he left a long comment? Why do you think he's mad? It's because he knows that he's never going to be able to be at this level. It's just simple as that. So that sucks. But for you as a man, there is no reason, no excuse to be broke. I've been fucking broke before, and it sucks. It was not good. But the key is fucking hustling, getting yourself out of that situation. Don't spend your money on stupid shit. Go out, work every single day until you're at a place where you can kind of chill. Then you start working on building your empire. Because obviously having a pressure washing, roof cleaning business is awesome. But if you're doing that for the rest of your life, that's also not cool. You need to use that as a stepping stone. Make money, make $500 a day for, quite a few months in a row, then start, building your online business. That's another thing that I really want to get into next year, building an online business that allows you to have more location freedom, more time freedom. Because like right now, I have videos, I have hundreds of videos that are putting content out there for me right now, and people are buying shit. There's certain days where it's like I make more money online than I do with my other business, which is crazy. So that is the fucking move. So anyways, that is probably a good comment to, let's see. Moving moss forcefully is bad for the roof, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sometimes if you don't do it right. No, that last comment was probably a good place to end. I can't think of anything better than no reason to be broke in America. So, but let me look at my article. Yeah. So stay tuned for, I'm going to be posting this more or less in some sort of article form. But let me know what you guys thought of the episode. Obviously, if you have any questions, ask them below. I will get to them whenever I can. You know, it might not be in this format. It might be just like from a voice note, and I'll upload that to the podcast. But I will see you guys in the next episode. Let's fucking get after it, guys. This is the time. It's never going to be better. More easy time to make fucking money than there is now. Let's go.
Thanks for tuning in to the Spencer Clay Show. That's all for now. See you in the next episode. Peace.